Hello again, and welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is Jesse, and I am back for I think what's going to be a low vision spotlight video, but it will have a fair bit of accessibility features. I don't know if the game is going to be playable without sighted assistance, but you'll know by the title of this video if it is a low vision spotlight or an accessible game spotlight video, because we are taking a look at a game called Sunlight, and this is a game that is from the same developers of a game I covered way back in the day on the channel. It was one of the early Kickstarter projects that I had backed called Among the Sleep. Remember that one? That must have been about 10 years ago. But Sunlight, the reason we're starting at the Steam page is because I am going to hit play. And this game does have audio description and menu narration. Now, I don't know, again, if we're going to have...
Made by Crowbite Studio.
I don't know if we're going to have navigation assist or things like that, but we will see. So the first time you do start this up, it will tell you, like, hey, if you need...
With funds from Norwegian Film Institute.
If you need accessibility, hold this key, and then it will enable menu narration and audio description. I have not played this...
Powered by Fmod.
I have not played this at all yet. So I am going into this fresh, just like you guys, and
Sunlight.
I'm going to see just what's here.
The Sunlight logo is a bright yellow and has an L shaped as a tree. One of its leaves makes the dot above the following eye. The menu backdrop is a drawing of a sole leaf with its stem in the ground. The leaf is in a spotlight of a sunbeam while the surrounding grass is in the dark.
Main menu.
Okay.
I'm ready.
So
Button.
we have text-to-speech
return to
narration,
select.
but I like the fact that the audio description is human narrated, because it's much more pleasant to listen to. So they've clearly thought about accessibility here, and so awesome job, guys, so far. Let's go into options.
Options.
Because I have not even
Button.
looked in here.
Options menu.
And what I will say right away, the text size, I have not adjusted anything. I just chose to enable the accessibility. The contrast is good. The font is clear. The font is a decent size. And we have menu narration. So good all the way around.
Audio. Graphics.
So
Button.
graphics.
Audio. Controls. Accessibility. Subtitles. Text size medium. Button.
Oh, wow.
Press right arrow to select, then up or down
So
arrow
this
to
isn't even the
navigate,
largest it
and
can
return
go.
to select.
Wow.
Subtitles. Text size large.
So when
Button.
I hit...
Press right arrow to select, then up or down arrow to navigate, and return to select.
When I hit the right arrow, it changed, but it didn't say the value as it changed. So I just arrowed away from it and I went back. But I can see. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it at large so you guys can see it at its largest form. So yeah, the text is very readable. And I'm curious, this would probably run on my Steam Deck, I bet.
Reset to default.
So let's go in.
Audio.
Let's just
Graphics.
cruise through these and see what we
Graphics menu.
have.
Resolution. Quality level high. Resolution. Full screen yes.
Okay.
V-Sync off. Back.
All right,
Options
we'll go back.
menu. Audio. Audio menu. Music.
Excuse me, hiccups.
Master 100%. Music. Ambience. Voice 100%. Back.
Straightforward
Button.
there.
Options menu. Audio. Controls. Button.
Keyboard controls. Move forward with W, left with A, right with D, and backwards with S.
Mm-hmm.
Pick up and lay down flowers with space.
Oh, okay, so that's it.
Keyboard controls.
Sensitivity 1.00.
Keyboard control.
Sensitive. Smoothing 0.10. Invert Y-axis off.
So I'm
Button.
curious, they do show a
Keyboard
picture
controls.
of a
Move forward with
controller.
W, left with A, right with D, and backwards with S. Pick up and lay down flowers with space.
or the mouse click. See, I'm curious. It doesn't say the controls for the controller, but it does show a controller on the top. So maybe the accessibility mode is meant to be played with a control or with a keyboard and mouse. I'm curious if I switch to the controller here that I have plugged in, will it then tell me
Keyboard controls.
Sensitivity 1.
Keyboard controls.
no?
Options
Move forward
menu.
with W.
All right, so I'm going to
Left
keep
with
playing
A,
with the keyboard
right with
here.
D,
Main
and backwards
menu.
with S. Pick up and lay down flowers with space.
Okay, so it doesn't stop the audio description if I go back and do something else. So that's, you could have an interrupt there to like stop if I interact or something. But
Options. I'm ready.
so this is, I
Button.
believe, a first-person
Press return to
exploration
select.
game. It's kind of I think like just a story-based first-person adventure of going through like the woods or something. I didn't really look up because I didn't really want much spoiled. Let's see what Sunlight is all about.
The sunbeam shines brighter on the leaf. The leaf stem starts growing. New leaves and branches spring from it as it grows into a tall, lively tree in a lush forest.
Okay.
Welcome. Are you sitting comfortably? Are you focused and not thinking about whatever's bothering you these days?
Yeah, I'm good right now.
I'm not here to test you. Please relax. Let your thoughts come and go and listen as they fade away in the distance. For better or for worse, this is where your life has brought you. Looking at a screen, listening to me. Imagine, for a moment, that you've just had a child. It's healthy, but unfortunately also completely blind. For their whole life, they will live in the dark and not see a thing. Their perception of reality is something that you might never be able to comprehend. How would you describe the world to them? What can't be touched or heard, smelled or tasted? How would you describe sunlight? By what it does? Or how it feels on their skin? I think I'd play them this piece of music. First composed by Tchaikovsky in 1878, these rays of light have traveled through decade after decade, finally reaching your ears this very moment.
Okay.
You have also traveled far to get here today, but you're only passing through and should probably get going.
Walk in the forest and listen for the sounds of flowers. Keyboard controls. Move forward with W, left with A, right with D, and backwards with S. Pick up and lay down flowers with space.
While you're here, I'd like to tell you a story. It all happened to me when I was young, walking in a forest much like you are. Those were days filled with boundaries and rules, of no running in the hallways, don't do this or that or the other. With my world full of fierce discipline, I walked the forest to breathe. One day, deep in the woods, I found a funny-looking tree, crooked, old, and wrinkly. With little work, a few bits of bark became huge ships. Calm creeks turned to ferocious oceans. I can still recall the people I imagined
Oh, weird.
dragged downstream.
So I'm turning the mouse. And when I do, I
As I
hear...
gazed back upon the old tree,
See, now I hear this other guy.
I noticed something peculiar. It was crying. Every cry,
So now I'm walking.
like eyes closed tightly.
Clear drops streaming silently down its wrinkly
Oh,
skin.
now we've got a lady.
So I did as children do. Tasted it. Not because it looked tasty, but to figure out what it was.
The first drop made my tongue tingle. The second made it prickle. And the very moment the third landed on my tongue,
a profound sensation spread through my chest.
So now we've got another lady.
Undefinable, like thirst, both vague and specific. One thing was clear. Something was changing within me.
Can't run.
Breathing in
And out.
feeding the fire.
Pause
So
menu.
I'm going to pause it.
Resume.
What I'm curious, it's really
Press return
interesting.
to
It's
select.
almost like they synchronized all of these voice actors to read the same script, and depending on where you look and walk to, you hear one of the voices more clearly than the other, but they're all saying the same thing in the background. And what I'm trying to sort of figure out is if I walk in one direction, like, am I able to follow if I keep, let's say, one of the male or the female voices in my center of my view, can I follow that person? Like, do they have their own paths, or is it just sort of some weird ambient thing that switches randomly or based on what direction I'm facing? I'm sort of curious just on, because I'm curious, you know, again, we have all these blind and low vision accessibility features, but as far as navigating the world and finding things, I don't know ultimately if or what objectives we have other than finding flowers. And so I'm wondering how playable this would be for a blind player, and if you can use these voices to, like I said, follow a certain voice and that will guide you to maybe a certain flower or an objective. I don't know. So we're just going to kind of play around a little bit and listen. I don't know how much I'll be able to talk because it seems like they just are keeping a pretty steady stream of dialogue. So let's continue.
Follow this sound to find flowers.
Okay. So maybe you could play this. So you do have visuals. I'm trying to figure out it seems like, because before it was just going ding, ding, but now you're hearing more of like the little echoes behind it. So I think I'm getting closer. It was hard to tell because it was almost hard to tell if it was coming from in front of me or behind me, that beeping sound. Yeah, see, now it's not even an echo, it's more of the sound is coming in more clearly. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab. Do I get a sound when I'm
You are
close?
now standing by a flower. Press space to pick it up.
Okay.
You've picked up one flower.
The following day,
I woke to a slight prickle in my fingertips. I studied them closely, discovering circular ridges in the foreign landscapes.
Of my skin, the prickling soon slipped my attention. It would be another week until it returned.
A wave of gentle needles moving over my skin.
A limb falling asleep, perhaps? I did not start worrying until it returned for the third time, first making its way on my neck, before engulfing my skull completely from behind.
I could even feel the tiny needles covering my eyeballs.
So I'm largely walking in one direction.
I held my breath as the small thorns crawled around my lips before spreading into my lungs and stomach.
If I walk into a tree,
and I remember the strangest sensation.
it'll kind of push you around it. That's kind of cool.
As if I held its remains in the palm of my hand.
So when if I'm walking forward and if you can't see, it's all forest. So if you, when I walk into this tree up here, I'm going to purposely walk into this tree straight on. It's gradually oh, okay, well this one there's two trees sort of next to each other, so it kind of put me in between them, but you don't hear the sound effects anymore. I can't walk, so now I can just hit the A key. Let's strafe, walk, sidestep to the left. Now we go. And so if there's only one tree in front of me, it'll just sort of push me around it, like I'm, almost taking my hand and following my way around the tree. So if you hear your footsteps stop, just hit A or D and it'll sidestep you. So let's go find this beeping that we hear. And I don't know if you're meant to just walk wherever you want to, and it'll generate things, because it doesn't seem like there's a set path. I can wander in any direction until I hear that beep. Yep, so now you're hearing more of the echo. Now it's not echoing, it's more just the beep.
You are now standing by a flower. Press space to pick it up. You've picked up another flower.
Suddenly, my body took control and opened my mouth. An explosion of air rushing into my lungs.
The tingling spread with it through an endless web of veins.
Soon reaching my beating heart. For a moment, I stood in awe
Of the activity
Within my body, I felt my heart beating faster.
and my skin sweating.
Wear headphones, by the way, if I haven't said that already.
And when it misbehaves, the claustrophobia is total.
Let's walk this way for a bit.
The tingling
Shot from my brain down through my spine.
I felt them scatter through my upper leg.
where muscles contracted to lift my knee.
My body weight shifted forward, and a shock wave spread
From the foot sole,
As it landed softly on the ground. The process repeated itself in greater detail for every step.
I was overwhelmed, but my body kept moving.
So this almost seems...
not at all feel like the boss giving directions. It all happens automatically, and I
Was simply along for the ride.
So this seems really experiential, more than like pure gameplay. It's a really fascinating, like, storytelling experiment type of thing. So it doesn't seem like it matters what direction you go in while they're talking, because now it's just going to take me to another flower. And as I said, if you, for whatever reason, aren't wearing headphones, I would definitely recommend it, because it almost sounds like we're getting some high quality binaural audio or something, because sometimes you hear people and they sound like they're right in your ear. You can kind of tell some people are a little bit further away. Some people are a little bit more like, kind of almost sounds like it's coming in the middle of your head. It's a really good audio mix here. Even the music just kind of surrounds you pretty well. So we just hear the ding, ding. If I walk forward more, I'm waiting to hear that echo. Okay, I hear the echo a little more. Okay. I want to know what happens. So I'm looking at this visually now. I want to see what happens if I walk past it. Let's walk past it and see what happens. Oh, it lowers pitch. It's all distorted. Okay. Let's back up. Now it's getting more normal pitch. Let's go to the right, because I think it's a little bit hard to tell in here though, because the sound just sort of echoes all around you. Like if I go to the left some more, I see it on the right. You can kind of hear it more on the right, but just the way the sound is and the way it's kind of reverberating, it's a little bit harder to tell that it's solidly on the right-hand side compared to some other audio games. But again, you listen to the intensity and the pitch. Yeah, see, now it's coming in more clear. You can kind of tell that it's less subtle and it's more in the center of your audio. Let's walk forward.
You are now standing by a flower. Press space to pick it up. 3 flowers.
Okay.
The doctor's office was cold and white. Crossing the floor felt like a polar expedition.
My parents, distant features of the landscape. I wanted to explain, but was unable. My lips and tongue engaged in an intricate choreography, myself in the audience,
observing the words performed. My lips muttered, I'm sure it will pass.
While my thoughts were crying for help.
So, I mean, I don't think this is a game that you could really fail. I don't know how long it is. I can't imagine it's all that long because I want to say when I looked up the price recently again, I think it's like $3 or $4. So it's not expensive. I'm curious because they mentioned in the beginning, you know, imagine you had a kid, and if they were blind, how would you convey the world to them? And I'm kind of curious what sort of story they're telling here. They're talking about being in the hospital in this last clip. I'll play a little bit more, but I think, especially with the price and everything, this is one that I think you can pretty much, like if you were just listening and couldn't see the screen, you could largely get by with the arrow keys and the space bar. But if you wanted to play this visually, you have full keyboard and mouse support. And other than, you know, again, listening to when the pitch of that beeping gets lower or all distorted to know that you've passed it, I think you could play this as an audio game, but then you can also play this as a visual experience too, because, you know, especially if you can't see the screen, if you're using the mouse, this has vertical mouse look. So I can look up at the sky, look down at the ground, and rotate smoothly left and right. And so, oh, interesting. There's flowers all over the place. There's one there I see off in the distance. There's one in front of me. There's one over to the right. So I don't know if picking it. I'm just going to go to the one on the left here because I want to see. I don't know if they're all the same, or if choose like whichever one you end up going to has a different branching dialogue path. I don't know. So, like I said, I want to play a little bit more, but because this is a shorter, I'm guessing a shorter experience, and it actually does seem like you could play this without any usable vision. I'm gonna basically say accessible and low vision spotlight just to cover my rear, but I think this is a game that it's very forgiving. It's meant to be a chill, relaxing, story-based, contemplative experience. And so I'm gonna play a little bit more, see where this goes, but I want to encourage people to pick this game up for themselves and support the developer by playing their game and for buying their game. Yeah, and just, you know, you want a chill zen experience if you have some usable vision. It's a beautiful game, you know. You're looking at these, it's not photorealistic, but everything sort of has this sort of dreamy vibe to it. Like there's sort of like a softness to everything in this forest, but it's just loads of trees, tall trees and leaves, and you've kind of got the sky changes a little bit periodically, but let's go to this one here. Let's go pick up a flower. It said you can put them down too, so I don't know if the story changes.
You are now standing by a flower. Press space to pick it up. 4 flowers.
The conversation kept going, but I stopped paying attention. Instead, I was following the hands of a clock mounted on the doctor's wall.
Now the flowers disappear.
Speeding up
and slowing down. I was slipping further and further away.
A levitating camera in a video game, merging with the code it was running on. Again, with the binary, with the electronic circuits and so on. I closed my eyes and let my sensations lead me.
First, I spent some time with my bones. Among their many functions, I got lost in their continuous breathing.
An uninterrupted flow of calcium absorbed
and released. Even my skeleton was alive and living, in and of itself.
I could feel my mind clinging to the known, to the clattering thoughts, the buzzing of memories and fears of the future. But for each breath, tension was released, and my shoulders sunk
comfortably.
It had suddenly felt like I was in there, somewhere behind my face. But I was nowhere to be found. And the more I looked,
the more hazy I became.
So interesting. It seems like, yeah, there really is no penalty. You can walk wherever you want. Because I remember seeing there were like 3 flowers in the vicinity that had the glow. And then when I picked one up and the dialogue began again, the flowers just sort of disappeared. And then when they're done speaking, let's see, we've got a flower in front of me. Do I see any other ones? No, not yet. Oh, there's one over there. So yeah, I don't know that it matters, and I don't know if they all just will trigger the same dialogue in order. I would maybe presume as much because I don't see this being a game where you're getting a lot of branching paths. I think they're literally just making it easy for a blind player to travel in whatever direction you want. And you should be able to get to a flower in kind of whatever direction you decide to face. And then you get that pitch tone, that pitch change if you pass it, and then you can just kind of sidestep with A and D. So I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to stop the video, and I haven't decided, you know, I might just go back and maybe eventually I'll do a full playthrough of this just to have something interesting on the different on the channel. But again, even if I were to do that, I'm not going to do it soon. Even if I were to record it soon, this would be a video I wouldn't release for quite a while. I'll release the spotlight video, but I wouldn't do a full playthrough video for, again, quite a while because, again, I want people to buy and play the game for themselves since it's very chill, that's very, very low stakes, it's relaxing, and I kind of want to see where the story goes. But yeah, I would, especially with the developer supporting accessibility as well as they have, I would encourage people to go try the game, buy the game, and try it for yourselves. So let's go find this last flower that we're going to do on this video. And then we will see what happens here.
You are now standing by a flower. Press space to pick it up. 5 flowers.
5. Okay, now what are they going to tell me?
When my eyelids eventually opened, they felt as slow
as a sunrise. Photons converted to new signals shooting along the optic nerve, each carrying a piece of information into the darkness.
The brain categorized motion, color, edges, distance.
I sat for a moment in dusk, watching the sunrise.
And when the world eventually lit up, I was no longer wondering why matter lights up from the inside. My experience changed from the fire to the light to me.
But it would get much stranger still.
Huh. Okay, you know, that's actually a perfect place to leave it.
Pause menu. Resume.
Because he's talking about, like, there's
button.
Oh, and some things were, you know,
press return to select.
Some things stranger still. So that's, yeah, kind of an intriguing cliffhanger to leave off on. I have no idea where this story is going. I haven't even really fully pieced together what's happening yet. It's kind of, like I said, it's this really, like, dreamy, ethereal kind of experience that, yeah, I would definitely recommend checking out. I'm almost tempted to go to YouTube and just see how long a long play is. Let me go. I'm just curious because I want to know. It might, okay, sunlight. Oh, 29-minute sunlight, full game. Okay. Well, 30 minutes for that video. So yeah, it's not a long game. I mean, I probably could just make this a full playthrough, but I am purposefully, as much as I could, and I kind of want to just finish it right now on video, I'm going to stop it because I want you to find out the rest of the story for yourself, because the game is seeming to be largely accessible. So I hope you enjoyed this really kind of a zen game experience. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. It is called Sunlight. The game is called Sunlight. It is available on Steam. I'm not sure about other platforms, but PC for sure. But check it out. It's only like $3-4. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a like if you did. You can follow me on Twitter at BGFH79, Blue Sky at Illegally Cited, illegally-cited.com, and right here on YouTube. Until next time, I will chat with everybody again later.